3 up, 2 across, tap that play button 3 times, and walk through the archway into Dialogue Alley. Hello and welcome to Dialogue Alley, a podcast about Harry Potter books, book translations, and all other things magical. I am Erik.
I'm Carly.
And I'm Melanie.
And the 3 of us are Harry Potter book translation collectors. What does that mean? Well, if you've listened to any episodes, you know what that means. But a little quick recap if this is your first time joining us. And if it is, welcome. We're talking directly to you now.
Hi.
Thanks for listening. The 3 of us are Harry Potter book translation collectors. That means we collect Harry Potter books from all over the world in all sorts of different languages, all sorts of different editions. Some of us do signed books. Some of us do Jim Kay's Magical Year. That's just Melanie.
Two-thirds of us. Two-thirds of
Carly.
us do that.
2/3 of us do Jim Kay's Magical Year. But no, if it's a Harry Potter book, one of us probably has it or knows someone that does. We just really like Harry Potter books and we collect them and we love talking about them. So, good for you, folks. We are going to talk about a book today on the show. And I really do like these episodes because we get to talk about one specific book as like our main topic, which is really great, especially when it's a book as wonderful as this one. So, before we get into that section of episode 24 from season 3, we're going to get into some news really quick.
Yay, the news. This is the neatest thing I've said all year. May 17th, guys, I'll be getting my books. The truck
There's a
is
date.
booked. Yeah, like I have the truck booked. I've asked off from work. One of my friends from work is actually going. And we're going to go get my books out of storage. We're clearing out all my storage units in Texas and coming back here. It is happening. Like, it is really happening. Like I said, truck is booked. Time off of work is requested and approved.
Oh my God,
How long do you think that drive from Dallas area? Are they your books in Dallas?
Books are in Dallas, but I'm cleaning out the storage unit in San Antonio also. So I'm getting to San Antonio, which is where I'm picking up the truck, clearing out that storage unit, and then I'm going up to Dallas and clearing out both of those. It's a 24-hour drive.
Back to Salt Lake?
Yep.
Wow.
From there?
Yep.
Wow. Well, it's good that you have someone going with you. I think that's really helpful to have a
16-foot U-Haul that I have no business driving. So if you know anyone who wants to do the driving, let me know. Because I'm not even 5 feet tall, you guys. I shouldn't drive anything.
Here's a pro tip from someone that has just used one of those to move in the past couple of years. Bring a Bluetooth speaker with you because then you can listen to stuff on your phone. And one of the times when I was moving, the radio didn't work in the truck.
Oh,
so there wasn't even a radio. So like we used our just iPhone and like turn it up really loud to listen to podcasts or whatever. But yeah, bring a Bluetooth speaker in case you don't have a radio or you want to actually listen to stuff on your phone because otherwise it's just the radio and you'll have to listen to like New Mexico radio.
And no one wants to do that.
I'm sure it's good, but
No.
You don't know. Then you get too far away from something and you got to find another station.
Oh, no.
And then it turns out to be like all yodeling music. And you're like, I don't want yodeling music. This was a classic rock station 20 minutes ago. Now it's yodeling.
Hate when that happens.
I want yodeling music and it turns into a classic rock station.
Exactly. So I'm just using those two as an example. You could be a total yodel head. I'm sure that's a thing.
Yodely.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm going to Google that in a little bit.
Yodelicious. Anyway, but yay, Carly, that's really good news. And what's the date again on that
May
move?
17th. I will be in San Antonio to pick up my stuff.
Wow. Hooray. About time. That's what I'm saying to that.
Yeah, it is about time. It's
I can't wait.
Time. So I'll be
awesome.
talking about it. I'll be, I'm sure, vlogging it on my YouTube channel and my Instagram channel with all sorts of videos and stuff. So it'll be interesting. And Melanie has some really cool news.
I know, speaking of, I mean, it's not really cool news. I don't know if you guys could see, but look behind me. Something's missing.
Your pops.
A lot of the pops are missing.
All my pops are missing, except for like all these little movie moment guys. They're still like on my shelves, these bigger ones. But Carly knows this because she's been to my house. Erik would not know this because he has not been to my house. But in my living room is kind of like L-shaped with my dining room. And there's this shelf that goes along the entire perimeter of the room along the top. Kind of like a molding, but it's a shelf. That when we bought the house, it was like this. Everyone tells us, oh, you should put some trains up there. Would look really cool. Well, Alana and I made the decision to put my pops up there. I put every one of my Funko Pops up there in order, like numerical order. And I have like 10 of them probably that they're like a little top heavy. So I need to get some like sticky tack to kind of like adhere them a little bit better so they stay in place. And then I've got like one gap where the one pop that I'm missing and I'll never get, like his space is. But other than that, yeah, I know. But other than that, I'm completely caught up on Funko Pops except for the like the deluxe ones of Hogsmeade. There's like 4 of them, but those ones are not exclusives, so I'm not like pressed to get them. They're still available on Amazon. I just have them in my cart and I'm waiting for prices to drop. But I'm all caught up on Funko Pops and they all have a new spot. And Nora likes to like look at them and go, "It's the Harry Potters." That's what she says, Harry Potter.
I can't wait to see your TikTok showing them off.
I know. The biggest problem is that room does not have recessed lighting, and it's always so dark. So I have to wait for like a nice sunny day where I could like crack all the windows and like get some natural light going in there. And it's also the house, like where the room is. It's the front of the house, but it's east facing. So it only gets light like first thing in the morning, and it's not a very bright room. So I feel like I can't really like do justice. You just got to come over and see for yourselves.
Yeah. How many? So I think my new book room really fast because I'm moving. My new book room, I think, is about the size of your office, Melanie.
Okay. I mean,
how many shelves can you fit in there?
Technically, I have 4 big, wide shelves. Okay. And then I have 1 half-size slim shelf that's in the corner, like as a corner piece. And that's just because I have a window. If I didn't have the windows, I could fit... Technically, I have like a wall to my right that doesn't have shelves on it. I could fit another 1.5 cases, like another big case and another slim case if I wanted to. I'm currently looking on Facebook Marketplace for like a 3-tiered bookcase that would kind of go with these. Because the one that I have is like a $15 bookcase from Walmart that is absolutely falling apart and I need something to replace it. And those are for all of my auxiliary books. Like my like Tales of Beetle the Bard books and my Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them books. My other works by J.K. Rowling are over there. I also have all of Amulet that I keep over there because shout out to Kazuki Buishi. So yeah, all of my like Harry Potter like related things. I thought you were going to make an
epic segue just then.
I am. No, I was trying to because the books that I didn't talk about are the books that we're going to be talking about in our main segment. So our main segment today, and this episode kind of as a whole, is a little bit different from your regular scheduled programming, because today we are just doing a whole episode about these books, and we have wanted to for a while do like kind of like a mini series about some of the auxiliary Harry Potter books that I just mentioned in the news, like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them or Tales of Beetle the Bard. But the books specifically that we're going to be talking about in this episode are the illustrated editions of Quidditch Through the Ages. Yay! Okay, I don't, before we like get super into it, like I feel like I remember when these came out, like we were so excited. I feel like we knew that they were coming out because they had already come out with the Fantastic Beasts Illustrated. It was like one of those where it's only a matter of time before they come out with the Quidditch Through the Ages ones. Which cover do you guys prefer? Because the US cover and the UK cover are different.
I like both.
They are.
For different reasons.
I feel like we need to be very obvious, though, not obvious, but transparent, that this is the illustrated edition that came out in 2020, not the original version of Quidditch Through the Ages that was from 2001.
Right.
Which, God, that's a long time ago.
That's
I cannot
wild.
believe how long that book has been out. So yeah, they came out in kind of exciting yet not super thrilling paperback was the first way we got these books, but now they have this illustrated edition, and I agree. I like them both for different reasons.
I totally agree with that.
I only have one of them because, as we'll talk about, the interior is exactly the same.
Right.
It's just the cover that's different. It's the same artist that did the cover of both books, so it's not even like a Beetle the Bard situation where the text is the same, but all the illustrations are a different illustrator. If I saw the one I didn't have for like $20 or something and I was out and about, I might pick it up, but really, they're auxiliary books. I don't need both of them. I also don't need the deluxe illustrated edition. So I only have the green Scholastic cover, which is very simple. It's green. It's kind of got these different vertical striped green accents.
And
So
I
it's
love
light
that.
dark
It's very-
green.
It's very
that.
simple.
It's simple, and to me, it looks like a textbook. There's a big snitch in the middle.
Yes.
There's a couple, like, with the gold foiling, kind of shimmery for the accents. Like, it's got the goalposts. It's got these four corners with Quidditch players in them, and it's very simple, which
I feel
I think
is what it should look like, you know? And
yeah.
I feel like it should, like, this is supposed to be a textbook if you think about it. This is supposed to be a Harry Potter
is
textbook.
how I thought it looks, and it looks like a good version of an
but
encyclopedia.
It looks like a book that would be in the Hogwarts library. Like, I feel like this version of the book looks like a Hogwarts library book versus the UK version, which is equally as cool to look at.
I love the teal.
It's very bright. It's a bright teal. It's really busy. Like, there's just a ton of images all over the book, and they're small. So it's got big Quidditch Through the Ages on the front, but then it has, all the balls are on there. There's like 9 different people on brooms. There's patches from the different teams. There's broomsticks. There's trading cards.
You know what
it's
it reminds
just,
me of?
literally snippets from all over the book, and they put them on the front.
It reminds me of a kindergartner who got sticker happy and put stickers on a book.
Yes, we just had that happen at our house today.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I'm
Hopefully
teaching
not a
Nora
good
to
book.
do nice. Like, Nora, do nice to books. So she takes the books and then she says, nice, because we have to be nice to mommy's books, especially because she can reach most of them. I actually have a really cool story about my UK edition of Quidditch Through the Ages because this book was on my list of books that I needed when I was in the UK in October, and I was looking everywhere for it because, for us as collectors, I feel like we have the British editions. Like, there's nothing like crazy. There's nothing like crazy about getting a British edition, or like, I mean, seeing them in the wild in like a bookstore in England is always going to be cool. And I'm always going to be excited about that. But that being said, I have all of them. So it was hard for me to think of a book that I needed to get. So what was really cool was this book was in a bookstore in Durham when I went to Durham. And I bought this book with Adam. I mean, Adam wasn't buying anything, but he was in the bookstore with me when I got this book. And the other cool thing about this book, and honestly, I love a book that has like a bit of a story to it. Eric, it reminds me a lot of like You're Macedonian, how like clearly that book is like so loved, but that makes you love the book so much more. So yes. The day that we were in Durham, it was pouring rain. We were very not prepared at all for the weather. We had the baby in a stroller, and we ended up like putting a blanket over the top of the stroller. That was the only way that we kept her somewhat dry. Everyone was absolutely soaking wet. So naturally, this book took on a little bit of water damage. So what's so funny is like you could see like water damage along my book. Oh, you can't see it. It's like I know, because I'm on the computer and you guys are on there. But you could see like the water damage. It's not terrible. It's not. And then there's like also like the book itself. When I bought it, like the top of the book has like a bunch of dinging. I actually think it was like that when I bought it. They didn't have another copy. This was the only one that they had in the store.
Okay.
But like I had to get it. This was like the only book that I was able to get that I really wanted. I also wanted the deluxe illustrated. They didn't have it. But that, I don't know, that just makes this book like so much more special. I feel like between the two, I lean more toward the chaotic cover just because I like the color palette. However, I like the colors. I like the green US
book. Green is my favorite color, so it's just but I love teal. Teal's like right there with the green. I like the green one just because of what we were saying. It looks like a textbook. So like what Eric was saying, these books came out in 2020, which obviously is significantly far after the original came out. So these books are different from the Harry Potter books, which were illustrated by Jim Kay and most recently Neil Packer. Also different from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which were illustrated by Olivia Lomnick-Gill, I think is how you say her name.
I couldn't have pulled that out. Good for
that
you.
one. The only reason why I have that one pulled out of complete left field is the fact that I actually have that book signed by her, the deluxe illustrated, because
awesome.
I think you were able to buy them straight from like the website.
The deluxe illustrated of the Fantastic Beasts has an amazing cover and slipcase.
Oh my God, I know. We talked about that in our deluxe illustrated episode. But yeah, these books in particular are illustrated by Emily Gravett, which is so cool. It's like, I just love the fact that we're getting exposed to so many different artists and perspectives because
I love it.
So many different people are doing
switching
these.
Up the covers between US and UK because that doesn't usually happen.
No, but it's awesome for people like us that typically would collect US and UK books. Like I know I do. I like that I have two different covers on my shelves.
Pretty sure
I would have zero. Oh, go ahead, Carly.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying I'm pretty sure I have the UK illustrated this book. But I know the one that I made the video of is of the US one, but I'm pretty sure I bought UK. I honestly don't remember, but we'll find out May 17th.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we will. I would buy the UK version of this book if, like Melanie, I went to the UK and bought it. Like,
exactly.
I'm in no hurry, but I mentioned that in my bonus episode I did most recently about how I'm done collecting what I need to collect, but it's really fun. Like I'm going to Europe this summer, and I'm going to want to buy a book in France. I know I'm going to buy a book in Germany. And it's like, well, what am I going to buy?
They've got
I have
some
a lot
good
of things.
ones.
So they have some good ones. And thankfully, I only collect book one in translation. So like I can buy a Prisoner of Azkaban German hardcover. I don't have it. I can buy a French, I don't know, Chamber of Secrets book or something like that. I don't have. Like it'll be super easy to find something. So if I was in the UK, I will definitely look for this one to pick up for the same reason Melanie did. If they had the same cover, I would have zero interest in picking both the UK and the US version. Like I'd have zero interest in that. So thankfully the cover is different. So that does give you some incentive to get both of them, whether you're in a hurry like some people, or like me and you can wait as long as you need to.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, in my head also, I would really love the deluxe illustrated version of this. It's been in my Amazon UK cart for quite some time. So it's just a matter of when I want to actually just go ahead and do it. But yeah, I love just having like the different cover representation and the different art representation by a completely new artist. I will also... No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and she did a fabulous job taking a book that had minimal content and blowing it up into this amazing thing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I feel like the way that everything is done, it is very textbooky. And when you open it up, even just the color of the paper, they made the color of the paper like off-white. So it looks like vintage paper. The illustrations that are throughout, really just, it makes it look like it's a textbook. Like you're reading through a textbook and you're learning this information about the golden snitch and the development of Quidditch and brooms and all sorts of stuff. Have you guys listened to the audiobook?
I
by
haven't.
chance on this?
I read the book, like I read the book, but I haven't listened to it.
Phenomenal. And
this is news to me.
I
didn't know it existed. Did they all exist for all three?
Yeah. Yep. I don't remember who does Tales of Beetle the Bard. It's someone famous. I've listened to Tales of Beetle the Bard. Fantastic Beasts.
I think Luna. Ivana Lynch may do it.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I have them in my Audible.
What you're talking about. Somebody, they did it big for
well, Fantastic Beasts is Eddie Redmayne. Like, so that's phenomenal within itself. That's just so stinking cool. I know I have all three of them on my Audible. I'm gonna
I know I've listened to the Tales of Beetle the Bard, and I really enjoyed it. And I could be very, very wrong, but I know Melanie's right in that it's someone famous.
Okay, so Quidditch Through the Ages is narrated by Andrew Lincoln. You guys don't know who Andrew Lincoln is? Okay.
I'm bad at names.
He plays Harry Potter in the Harry Potter movies.
No, I wanted to double check and make sure that I was right. No, he's from Walking Dead.
Oh, cool.
I never saw that, so that would explain why that.
He's like Rick.
I've never seen Walking Dead either. I just know about it.
He's the main character from Walking Dead. Fantastic Beasts, I know, is Eddie Redmayne. I've listened to Fantastic Beasts 1,500 times. Every time Alana and I drive up to Boston to visit my brother, it's like tradition that we listen to the Fantastic Beasts audiobook. It's
I love that.
It's like muscle memory at this point. We love that. And Tales of
I would think
Beetle
Eddie
the
Redmayne
Bard.
would be a great narrator.
He's phenomenal.
I just love his acting.
He's phenomenal, and it's like he acts out the book as he does it. Oh my gosh, guys, guess who does Tales of Beetle the Bard? Are you ready to hear the list? Because it's amazing. It's multiple people.
Isn't it several like big actors?
Oh, one per story, right?
I don't know if it's one per story, if that's how it's like split up.
Or is it like a voice cast?
I feel like it's because I listened to it during the pandemic. That's when they released it, and it was excellent. I want to say Ivana Lynch was in there, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so I'm going to say a whole bunch of names. Some of them I might not say correctly, so I'm so sorry. Warwick Davis.
Love
wow,
him.
I know him.
We know who he is.
I mean, I know of him. I don't know him.
I've met him. I've met him before. He's super, super nice.
Oh, cool.
So yes, and if you don't know who Warwick Davis is, he is Professor Flitwick and also Griphook, which is pretty amazing.
And also one of the other goblins too.
Yeah,
I think he
did multiple parts.
Okay, hold on. I want to just double check and make sure I have.
He's also in that resurgence of whatever show it is on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's right.
Which thing on Disney Plus?
I don't know the name of it. Willow? Is it called Willow?
Oh, right. I did.
But I think they canceled Willow.
Really?
Oh.
I just saw on Facebook they canceled it. However, it's Facebook news, so take that with a grain of salt.
Okay.
I like salt.
And grains.
And grains.
And grains. Okay. Okay. So the other people, we're going on like a lot of little tangents. The other people that did the audiobook for Tales of Beetle the Bard, Jason Isaacs, Jude Law.
Woo!
His connection,
obviously. Isaacs. Those are big.
I know. Ivana Lynch.
Okay.
Bonnie Wright.
I knew she was in there somewhere.
And the other two are like slightly less connected to Harry Potter, but still like hugely connected to Harry Potter. Sally Mortimer, who was an actress in Chamber of Secrets. She was one of the professors. So,
okay.
Like cameo, I guess. And then the other is, I'm going to say her name wrong, and I'm so sorry. Noma Demizweni. And she plays Hermione in the original casting of Cursed Child.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. What a
so it's a huge, amazing cast of people that do Tales of Beetle the Bard. But yeah, Quidditch Through the Ages is done by Andrew Lincoln. It's phenomenal. Remind me, guys, when we're done podcasting, I have like this huge thing that I have to tell you because it's this like genius idea for a podcast that I have, but I do not have the means by any way of making it happen, but it's genius. Maybe we could do like an episode of it. I don't know. And maybe it'll take off and be explosive and gigundo. I don't know. But to sum that up, the audiobook is great and you guys should listen to it.
That was a 5-minute explanation.
That was a huge tangent.
Lots of things.
So I'll download. I've got Beetle already, but I'll download the other two.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And then just other little things to mention about this book. You know, I'm a sucker for a nice little ribbon bookmark. These books have cute little ribbon bookmarks.
It's got one of those.
Sure does. And it also has like these
orange.
Oh, well, I'm holding the UK one right now, and it's red.
Oh.
UK one is red.
Whoa. US is orange. Favorite color.
Look at that.
Over here.
And there are like little fold outs throughout the book as well.
Yes.
There's one of this like, they're beautiful. This one is like an ancient depiction of trying to catch the golden snidget, and it's like a 4-page spread, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's like a tapestry.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing. And there are some, I think there's another one.
Yeah, it's the one that has the Quidditch balls.
Yeah, I love that one.
And their actual size. There's a ruler on the left side of the page, and it doesn't even show, like, you can't see the whole ball.
Cool.
Like, you can get most of it because some of the balls actually take up more space than they have in the 4-page spread.
That's awesome. I love that.
It's really cool. Like, that was so unexpected. Like, when I opened this up, like the tapestry, it's like, oh yeah, more art. That's cool.
I love that it has.
You open it up, and it's like the actual size balls. I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty awesome. That's something they had to really think hard about.
I love that it's
really,
in
really
centimeters and inches. It's in both, and which I guess is for both editions. Is in centimeters and inches, but so cool. So these books are full of little surprises. They're absolutely beautiful, and. Can I say really quick? We have to see. Can I see how it smells?
Yeah, because I think we should kind of do a Tot scale with it.
Well, I think we should do a whole scale with it really quick. But before we do that, we could mention that Carly actually did a full like page through of this book on her YouTube channel.
Yep, I did a flip through.
So we'll link that
the video.
We'll link that in our show notes. So if you're listening on whatever platform you're listening on, actually go into the notes, which we do type up. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, listener. But go in there and we'll put a link to Carly's video if you want to see this. Otherwise, I mean, before we do the Tot scale, I recommend you pick this up if you like Harry Potter. Like it's just really cool. You can get it for like under $30.
And out of all of the illustrated auxiliary books, I was not prepared to love this one so much. And it is by far of the 3 my favorite of the illustrateds. Like I was blown away repeatedly. So it's worth buying. And I don't say that about the other illustrateds as much. To be very honest, the other 2 kind of let me down a little bit. But I got very spoiled to Jim Kay's art. And they're very, very different from Jim Kay. And this one is too. But they just the artist did such an amazing job conveying her point. And I feel like nothing was lost. I was very curious how they were going to take what was like a small little manual, essentially, and turn it into like an illustrated story. And the illustrator did a fabulous job doing that. Yeah, out of all of the deluxe auxiliary books, this is the one to buy, in my opinion.
It's a book that you can read the text in probably half an hour.
Yeah, it's short.
It's not a lot of reading, but the amount of illustrations in this book and diagrams and like the foldouts and things to interact with, it almost, I would say it almost triples the amount of time you could spend looking through this book.
Well,
like you could spend 90 minutes instead of 30. So it's still not going to take up, your whole afternoon. Don't bring this book on a trip hoping that you're going to, get a whole couple days of reading out of it. It's still very short.
But if you like Harry Potter's Quidditch, it's a book for that. It is very creatively done. And I was telling Erik earlier, like, to make the video, it's about a 12-minute video that I made for my YouTube channel 2 years ago. And it was about 2 hours to flip through and about 15 hours to edit because of all the detail in the book. I mean, it's very intense. And I know I missed stuff to do it, but it's very well done.
Should we smell it?
Yeah, I think we should smell it.
It's definitely worth a smell.
I think we should smell it. All right, open up your books. Let's take a whiff.
Nothing jumps out at me.
I don't remember I would say smelling bad. I don't remember it smelling particularly good. I remember it being acceptable.
It's not bad.
No, I think I would give it I would give it an acceptable. I would say acceptable.
I'm going acceptable also. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell good, which is acceptable. Right. And that's a good score. No smell is a good smell.
I mean, I'd rather smell acceptable than bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Size and proportions. Love. Outstanding. I love how big the book is for the fact that it opens. It is. Oh my gosh, it's almost a perfect square. And it also just I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the size of it, the fact that it's so large, like, doesn't deter me at all for like wanting to just like take this book with me and read it somewhere inconvenient.
I would agree. Like, if anything, it makes me want to, like, the size and proportions of this book make me want to buy it even more. Like, it's really hard when I see it at Barnes & Noble not to pick it up and like thumb through it, even though I own a copy.
Yeah, I completely agree. I absolutely love it.
Agreed. Outstanding for me.
Outstanding. Yeah. How it feels in your hands, I probably would also give it an outstanding. It's smooth, buttery texture. Yeah. So nice.
I don't remember the UK cover, but I remember the US, and I love the US texture.
US and UK, both same beautiful texture. I really like on the, hold on, I'm like holding UK in my hands, but I do want to look at both. Okay, so the one difference, and I think I prefer the UK edition for this one. I would give this an outstanding. I would give US and exceeds expectations because I like that the foil detail on the UK is glossy. So when you run your hands over it, it like almost sticks to it a little bit, and I love that. It just feels like amazing sensory input. I love it.
Sensory stuff.
Yep.
And
however, whereas the US somehow pulled off a like foil that feels buttery smooth.
I know.
Which I didn't think.
Except for the snitch.
I'm going to give them both, I think, outstanding.
Yeah, except for the snitch. The snitch feels like, well, and you can feel the wings on the snitch, though.
Yeah,
so
okay, outstanding for both.
Outstanding. I don't know how you could not.
Outstanding for both. Okay. All the little ridges on the wings are just, oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, outstanding for both. That is nice. They both just feel awesome in your hands. That's just really cool. We did how it feels in your hand. Quality of the books.
I would say outstanding.
Yeah, I I agree. I mean, like I said, my particular edition from the UK was not in the best shape when I bought it, but I didn't care. However, I feel like these are outstanding quality books, and I feel that way a lot of the times with the UK books. I feel like they put a lot of time and care with most of their editions.
I think that's
minus
right.
Like, I don't know, I would take out from that like the 20th
edition.
anniversary. The 20th anniversary books, I feel like the quality is no bueno. But yeah, there are probably a few in there that I would say the quality isn't great. But these, quality, outstanding for sure. I love them. And then cover art, interpretation of cover art, I think for both US and UK, I would say outstanding.
Yeah. I love how they're both different.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I love that one of them is like textbook vibes for like, you know, I don't know, Hermione, who wants to like learn the theory of Quidditch so she fits in better. And then the UK one is kind of like for Harry, who's like, I'm learning about Quidditch because I want to be cool and I love Quidditch and I just want to know more about it. Like that's like the vibe I get from like both.
I can get that. And then like the US one is like for a little bit of light reading.
Yeah, I picked it up for a bit of light reading.
Exactly.
You call that light. Okay, so yeah, I would cover art I would give an outstanding for both. Love.
Both.
Yep.
Same. Agree.
That's cover art. We did all of them except X
Rarity
Factor.
and value, I guess we can discuss.
We didn't. Yeah, we could do that at the end. X Factor.
So many things.
I
for
say
me.
the fold outs, and the fact that the US and UK have different covers.
That's what I was. I think that's what I was going to
is
go.
pretty cool.
And they're both equally well done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would agree with.
You'd
all
be
of
happy
that.
with either one.
Same. Yep. Same.
Yeah, I like how they're like cohesive. Like the two of them are clearly like you could tell that it's the same book, even though one's UK and one's US. Because they're the exact same size, exact same like thickness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like how Carly says similarly different. Like that's how I feel about them. I feel like that's like kind of a great X factor. And yeah, the fold outs are sick.
Yeah. They're very
Sick
elaborate.
fold-outs.
And they're not
Sick.
what I love about the fold outs is they're also informative. They're not just pretty, they're informative.
Yeah, they're so cool. That one with the sizes I think is super neat.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever even noticed that. So cool. Discover something new every day. Yeah, we didn't talk about value or rarity. I think just because it's price of a new book, you can still buy them, and yeah, they're everywhere. You could buy them anywhere. Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can get them in the US anywhere.
I mean, we all have first prints because that's how we roll, but I wouldn't think first prints would be anything to write home about price-wise.
No, I agree. Actually, I want to see. I don't even know what print my UK one is because I just got it this year. But I don't really care. Like I said, I feel like the sentimental of it like kind of outweighs the fact that it's probably a later. Oh no, it's still a first printing. So it must have had a huge print run.
It must have had a huge first print run then.
What's the sticker price on the back of yours for the UK version?
£25.
How much?
25.
5?
Oh, I thought you just said 5. 25 pounds.
Okay, it was
Okay.
like 5.
25.
I will buy that in a
Wait.
second.
Okay, and the US book is $34.99.
Yeah, so not very similar.
Very similar.
Can I give you guys some?
Find it for that price or a little bit cheaper online, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a crazy cool highlight of this book that I feel like is like so much cooler than the fact that it whatever the price is. There's like a page right at the beginning that it says like praise for Quidditch through the ages, and it's reviews from wizards, and there's illustrations of all of them. But it's Mr. Wisp shows a lot of promise. If he keeps the good work, he may well find himself sharing a photo shoot with me one of these days. Gilderoy Lockhart, author, Magical May. Or I've read worse. Rita Skeeter, Daily Prophet.
Classic.
These are really good. Bet you anything it'll be a bestseller. Go on, I bet you. Ludo Bagman.
Like
how funny is that? And then there's also Kenilworthy Wisp's painstaking research has uncovered a veritable treasure trove of hitherto unknown facts about the sport of warlocks. A fascinating read by Bathilda Bagshot, author of A History of Magic. And there's two others, but I'll leave the other two as surprises. But like, how cool is that? Like, what a cool little nod. I don't know. That's like a nerdy nod, and I'm all about those. Just so neat. These are awesome.
I love that.
We love talking about great books. That's why we do this podcast, because we like talking about great books. And since I said great books, that is all the time we have today on this episode of Dialogue Alley. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can do so in a many number of ways. This podcast is on Instagram at Dialoguealleypodcast. The three of us wonderful folks have our own Instagram page, which you can find us. Carly is at All the Pretty Books. I am at Nocturne Erik, and Melanie is at the Harry Potter Collection. There are some great websites you should check out. Carly has alltheprettybooks.net. Melanie has the harrypottercollection.com. And Dialogue Alley has dialoguealley.com.
Whoa.
Carly has a great video that we will link about this book that we just talked about, the Quidditch Through the Ages Illustrated Edition. So if you look in the show notes, you can find that. Or if you go to Carly's YouTube channel, All the Pretty Books, you can find it on there as well. You can find this podcast anywhere you listen to stuff. We're on all the things. You can also find this podcast on MuggleNet. We are a MuggleNet family podcast. So if you go to the MuggleNet website, you can find our show on there, as well as a many number of other wonderful shows to listen to and other Harry Potter wizarding information to read. So, yeah, we're on there. Go find us there. Another place that we are on is Patreon. So if you like our show and you'd like to support us a little more than you already do just by listening each week, thank you. You can go to patreon.com/dialoguealley. Here you can subscribe to one of 3 tiers, which really, really helps keep our show going and supports all of our endeavors, bringing you all the latest in Harry Potter book news. Reward or perks, I should say, for joining the Patreon. You can get ad-free episodes. You can get bonus episodes that we release. You get access to our Discord, which is a great online community of people that all share one thing in common. They think the show is like the best thing ever. No, I don't know. Maybe. But all the people in our Discord really like Harry Potter. They like Harry Potter books. If you want to talk about books, or you're thinking about getting into book collecting or translation collecting, the Discord is a great resource. There are a lot of really wonderful people in there that will help you on your collecting journey, whatever that may be. So once again, big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you. You can pat yourself on the back or high five yourself, whichever one you feel would be most appropriate. So with all of that being said, thank you so much for listening, everybody. It is time to walk back through the archway and into all of our daily lives, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.